Hello, my name is Braun. I'm the managing director of Zenon Partners. I have produced 3 short videos about how foreign companies are losing control over their investments in China and the risk of financial meltdown there, and also what foreign investors can do to mitigate that risk. I hope you enjoy the content.
So we have established that China is becoming less attractive for a Western executive.
Yeah.
Right? And the costs are higher for headquarters to hire such talents.
Yeah.
What should headquarters do? They still need to maintain that control, and it's still preferable to have someone from a Western culture to hold those managerial positions.
I'm not sure whether that person has to be from a Western country, to be frank. You just need someone who is capable, who has the integrity, and that person can come from anywhere.
All right.
And of course can also come from China. But you are raising a very good point. First, the trend will not be reversed.
The trend of Westerners wanting to come to China.
Yeah, multinationals operating in China will not be able to fill the ranks in the organization where it matters, like where governance is sensitive, and sensitive governance point, like CFO roles, access to bank accounts, decisions about procurement. This will not change. I think, China is mature now, it's a mature economy. The trend will not be reversed. Whatever the tax law says, they just extended some tax benefits for foreign nationals, but that doesn't matter. That's not relevant. But the exposure of foreign companies to practices they don't want is higher than ever before. What they need to do, they need to create awareness about the situation. That's why we're having this interview. The fact that you cannot send who you want to send is an issue. If you're an American company, you want to send someone to the European subsidiaries, no problem. Yeah, you need a work permit, but it's easy. The language, English is the lingua franca of business. Easy. That is not the case in China. It's much more difficult. People don't want to come.
Yeah, there's much bigger resistance to moving here for work.
And also, it's a very developed culture. The Chinese culture is one of the oldest in the world, a very sophisticated culture. The language is very difficult to learn. I know how difficult it is from my own experience. So there are many, many reasons where you cannot point at anybody, but it is what it is, and it's not about right or wrong. The situation is people that you can find that you would trust, that are capable, have the integrity, are not available. So you're exposed to governance risk. Governance, let's say, shortage or shortfall, or governance weakness. So companies need to first create awareness that this is the situation they're in. We will have another video about profitability, cash flow, and we will see actually multinationals are suffering now from declining profits, declining cash flow. And that has to do with that thing, besides macroeconomic trends. So awareness. And then also the urgency to understand they need to act. If they don't do this, this trend will continue. I just had a call actually recently where they said, wait a moment, if that continues what we're experiencing in China, it means we have to send money to China. We invested in China to receive money. So,
not make sense if it goes the other way around.
So how to deal with that? If you cannot send who you want, if you cannot get the data you want, and you need to spend much more time on the numbers of your China business, you need to spend more time visiting your China operations. You need to have boots on the ground, can be an external provider, can be anybody or your people. People that maybe they're from your Asia Pacific organization based, I don't know, Malaysia, Singapore, fly over. You need to spend more time looking after your children based overseas. And the reality is, internal audit departments are a very good example for that.
In order to maintain control over the subsidiary in China, you suggest a headquarters should really be diligent on checking the numbers regularly, and also send over someone from headquarters as frequently as possible. What's the outlook now?
The outlook is that the investment risk for multinationals have increased and will keep increasing because of the limitations they face with regard to data transfer. That the costs for governance increase.
Yeah.
And when that happens, the profits go even further down.
Yeah.
Or go down even further. And that also means, my personal perspective, and I can see that already, foreign direct investments from, let's say, desirable destinations like high-tech countries, that those will first slow down or even stop further investments.
Yeah.
They will consider, and they're doing that at the moment, other countries where they have these governance issues exist everywhere, but they're pronounced in China. So they are looking into other Asian places, India, Vietnam, that don't have the supply chain that China has, but they have other advantages. The outlook is that these working opportunities also for Chinese people will be fewer and fewer. The tax income will also be impacted for the government here. And I think this attractiveness as destination will change fundamentally. It will not disappear because China has structural advantages that will not disappear. It has a very skilled labor force, has a great supply chain, great infrastructure. But again, an investor wants to make money. That is what counts. If that doesn't happen, the money will go where it makes the money. So I think China is well advised, or anybody where the decision makers, to look into this. It's up to them. You know, there's a saying, there's not only one fish in the sea. You know?
True. So in conclusion, the money will go where money is made.
And it was always like that, and it will always be like that.
Great. Thank you so much, Mike.
Thanks, Daisy.